Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Taonga Kaonga for those of you who are joining me for the first time. And for those of you who've been here and are here, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Today is a bit of a different style of video. We're doing a chit chat. First of all, I want to say that it is nerve-wracking. What? I am a bit anxious and all of that. Never done this, so bear with me. So today's chit chat video is about rebuilding my relationship with God and trusting Him to, grant me my heart's desires and all of that good stuff. I have written down some points in this pretty notebook. So that I'm just not going off topic. Okay, so I'm just going back to my notebook. The first point is things will fall apart for your good. You let go and you let God. So last year was a very difficult year for me. Everything fell apart. When I say everything, please believe me when I say everything. And the only way I found peace and the only way I could stand back on my feet was to turn to God. So I just decided to involve God in everything that I did because I couldn't do it on my own, right? I was feeling very stuck in life, especially when it came to my career. I felt like I wasn't growing and I just wanted something new, something more challenging and all of that good stuff. I had written down at the beginning of the year, as I always do in my notebook, what I wanted in my next career move. So number one was I wanted a job that had like a lot of career growth. I wanted a job that made me travel, lots of travel in it. I wanted a job that had a very healthy working environment, and I also wanted to take a leadership role. And I also had written down that I wanted a very supportive leader who was going to be my cheerleader and just wanting to see me grow. So this is what I had written down, and I had written down that I will be able to find this type of work by April 2022. So April 2022 was the target month I had given myself to find a job that looks like everything that I mentioned earlier. So I was on fire, applying and applying and applying from January, Feb, March, April itself. But I will mention that I was working with my own timeline, in as much as I trusted God to, make a way for me. I was still working with my own timeline. After April, I started feeling frustrated, I would not lie, but at the same time, I was hopeful because called for interviews, but still never making the cut. And also just remember that I did decide onset to put God in everything that I did. So there's a moment where I just decided to take a back seat and let go. I stopped working with my own timeline and I decided that God was going to take over. Not fully though. The timeline was by the end of the year I should have found a new job. But still like really involving God. So there was also just a lot of power in letting go and letting God and allowing for things to fall apart, no questions asked, though I asked God a lot, why me, why me? But yes, I did decide to just let everything fall apart and I asked God to take over. So the second point is waiting in grace. And what did waiting in grace look like for me? It looked like keeping myself busy with things that filled my cup, in things that improved me in some way, and in things that just made a positive change. So number one, I joined Chit's book club, amazing community. I also applied for a comms mentorship program. Thank God I got in. And I also emphasis on went to the gym as well. And I also started my YouTube channel actually. My YouTube channel was an escape from, feeling like I am not where I want to be and all of that stuff. So these things helped me in my waiting in grace, because yes, they did improve me. They filled my cup, and these are things that I really enjoyed and still enjoy to date. So that was what my waiting in grace looked like. So point number 3 is praying without ceasing. Last year was a very transformative year for me, honestly. I have never prayed in my life the way I did last year, but also just allowing God to take over my life meant me speaking to Him constantly. I prayed a lot. I fasted multiple times, even in moments where I lost hope. In moments where I was very frustrated, because life will life, in moments where I was, upset, in moments where I was sad, in moments where I felt like I needed to give up, I still prayed. One thing I did was pray without ceasing. It's one thing that helped me get through the very difficult time that I was facing. Praying without ceasing. I became a God girl. Fourth point is the content I consumed. I was in a space where I really wanted a career shift, a career change. So I was very intentional about the type of content that I consumed. This looked like, one, revamping my LinkedIn profile. I was very intentional about what my LinkedIn looked like. I put in some work and just, making edits, speaking about my experience, and just allowing my LinkedIn profile to just have a bit of, oomph. And intentional about what I consumed. From the YouTube channels that I watched, it was a lot of career coaches, Instagram as well. There's many accounts online that share nuggets about, career, looking for a job and this and that, and just how to navigate, your career as a young person, So I was very intentional about the type of content that I consumed. So the other point is asking for guidance. One thing about me, I'm not too proud to ask, especially when it's something that concerns my career. And I am so thankful for representation. And I always say representation is very important. When you see a person that looks like you, has a similar background, just doing amazing things, it's always so inspiring. So I was the girly that would, DM people and ask, can I meet you for coffee? I would like to get to know about your work. This is what my career looks like. This is how I want to get to this point, and da-da-da. Are there any insights that you're willing to share with me? And I'll tell you one thing, people are willing to help. You have no idea how people have come through for me through just me shooting my shot and asking to, say, meet up for a coffee, and just asking my way around, my career. So yes, I asked for a lot of guidance, and God's good. Like, really, God's good. I think He really did show up in people. And yeah, I'm grateful for kind strangers, and I hope that I'll be a person who would also, just repay the favor. So the other point is the importance of community. I cannot emphasize more on that. Community for me looks like my mom, my dad, my sister, my immediate family, my family members, and my friends. Oh my goodness. I'm a blessed girl. Showed up for me last year when I was really going through the pits, when I was in the trenches. They really showed up for me, and they showed up for me in very, very different forms. Others would send me, job links. Others would send me testimony videos. Others would pray for me and be there for me. Others, it's just words of encouragement. Others, it's just, sitting and allowing me to vent, advice, and every good thing you can think of. I am so grateful for community. And in moments where I feel like I can't do it anymore, they always remind me of who I am, and they always want the best for me. And I love my community so much. Like, I only pray for the very best for you. Thank you for holding it down for me through even very difficult times. I'm really, really appreciative. So yeah, importance of community. Build a strong community, build relationships, show up for people, let people show up for you. is really something that I learned as well last year. So another point that is one of my fave is committing to myself. Stay committed to yourself. Honestly, you are your longest commitment. Show up for yourself in every stage of your life, whatever phase that you're going through. Commit to the things that you say you want out of life. Commit to the things that you say you want to do. And deciding to stay committed to myself, even through the very difficult times, was one of the best decisions that I ever made. And I'm just learning as well to continue staying committed to myself. I truly am my longest commitment. So commitment is the girl she thinks she is. And the last point is God will show up. I promise you, God will show up. My favorite verse from the Bible is Mark 11 verse 24, and it says, "Therefore I say unto you, whatever you ask for the Lord in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it shall be yours." When I tell you that God did not stutter, girl, I mean it. God did not stutter. Whatever I asked for the Lord in prayer, I received it. I'm sitting here testifying about God's goodness, and I'm sitting in an answered prayer. 2022, again, I will say, was such a challenging and transformative year for me. I'm grateful that I decided to rebuild my relationship with God and just start getting to know him more and better, and involving him in my day-to-day life. But one thing he will do is he will show up for you. God is madly in love with you, and he wants the very best for you. Not just what's good enough, but the very, very best for you. Did I get the job? Yes, I did. Did I get a job with the things that I had written down? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So I started my new job in January this year. It was a new year, new job, and literally everything that I had written down, God provided. I'm in a space where there's a lot of career growth, in a space where I travel a lot. One thing I am is in my travel era. I'm in a space where I travel a lot. I'm in a space that is a very healthy working environment. I'm in a space where there's career growth. So I did join at my place of work in January, and I worked in that role for about 7-8 months. Then there was a company restructure, and there were new roles opened, and I did apply for a much bigger role, and baby girl got the job. So, and I cannot emphasize on the goodness and God's grace over my life. I am so grateful. It's been such a great year. There are moments where gratitude hits me, and I'd be stuck in traffic and I'm just like crying. I'm sure people are thinking like, what is this girl sad about? But I'm just like really grateful. Like, God really did show up for me. And more than anything, I am excited for my life. I am excited for my future. I believe that this is only the beginning. I'm very intentional about putting God first and putting God in every decision of my life, every moment. I'm asking God to, be a part of it, because like on my own, literally I'm gonna fail. So yeah, that has been my story. That's just a little life update. I'm in a much happier space. I'm in a very happy space. I am grateful. I feel a lot of love. I'm inspired. And I'm just in a good space, and I'm just really, really grateful that God came through, and I'm excited to continue my life with him. I'm excited to see the big things he's gonna do in my life, and I'm just excited. More than anything, I'm just excited. And yeah, so if there's anybody watching this and they're feeling stuck, I would like to encourage you that God will show up for you. I promise you, God will show up for you. Forget your own timelines. Just write down what you want and let go, and let him show you how powerful he is. Yeah, and I am wishing you the very best with whatever it is. And this is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And please do subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your support, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, and love you for watching. God bless.